Hi, I'm Heather, and I felt like telling a story today. And lately, the little girl version of me has been asking to share some more stories. Luckily, I wrote some books, so I don't have to do it all from memory. So this was a book that I wrote for my daughter when she was 7, and that is that's me and my two brothers, Kelly and Thomas, and two goat kids that Rosebud had. I think it was Rosebud, or those might have been Bonnie's kids. I don't know, maybe my mom was help. My daughter's name is Ainsley, and this is the picture that's on the facing page. That's me and my dog, probably Tita. It's a little hard to tell because of the way the dog is shaking, but we have multiple black labs. Ainsley, I love telling you stories, but I thought it'd be fun to write down some of them so you can enjoy them even if I'm not there. I tried to write these stories in about the same way I would tell them. I kept reminding myself that I didn't need to write them like a professional writer would. My goal was simply to put some of my favorite stories on paper so you can enjoy them whenever you wanted to. My plan is to write more, and I'll give you a new book to add to the collection as often as possible. I think I've done 5 or 6. The first book is about some of the pets I had as a kid. I know you love animals, so I thought you would find that pretty interesting. I hope you enjoy this. I love you, Mom. 12/25/2010. So the first critter is Kitty. That's her as an adult, and that's her as a itty bitty puffball. My cat's name was Kitty. She could be very grumpy, but was mostly very sweet. We got her as a kitten, and she lived to be at least 17 years old. She loved to cuddle, but only when it was her idea. I know that's a cat thing. If she wasn't in the mood and someone tried to pet her, she would scratch or bite them. I didn't mind, though, because I loved her just the way she was. She and I played blanket monster all the time, but whenever she started to get too rough, all I had to do was pretend to be asleep, and she would stop right away. So she'd get at me with her teeth and her nails and would scratch me up, and I would just lay my head down and close my eyes and pretend to be asleep, and for some reason that would make her immediately stop. The other thing she did that was really funny is that she slept like Garfield. She tucked her head into her chest and her feet underneath her so that her ears would poke straight out, and she looked just like a big lump with ears. She also couldn't stand to get her tail muddy, so whenever the ground was wet, she curled the tip underneath so it didn't get dirty. I thought that was so funny. She was such a prissy, sweet little cat. Okay, so then this is Johnson. So of course she's trying to get into the fish tank. What do you think I'm doing? Super high on catnip in that picture. And she's like, I don't know, in between 2 pieces of furniture there to see Kelly. We found Johnson at the beach. She jumped into our pickup truck, and every time we put her back out, she would follow us around until she could jump back into the truck. Tommy, that was my brother, was pretty young, and I remember him saying, "Call her Johnson and Johnson, 'cause she's soft like a Q-tip." We did decide to keep her and shorten the name to just Johnson. We had a big surprise a few weeks later when we realized she wasn't fat. She was pregnant. She snuck behind the couch and had a whole bunch of kittens. They would sleep all day, and then all night long they would run around like maniacs. My mom said they made so much noise, it sounded like kittens on motorcycles driving around the cabin. And keep in mind, the cabin I'm talking about is this little thing, this very small house right here. It's like a 1-room cabin. This is my bedroom up here. This is the living room. And there is a shed we pulled alongside that served as a kitchen. And so if kittens are running around our living room like maniacs on motorcycles, it's going to affect everybody in the entire space. All right, so I think I'm going to read, oh my God, I had so many amazing animals. I think I'm just going to read about Reno, and then I'll do another video later. I just wanted to do a quickie. And then, Mom, I see you say that you missed the beginning. It's okay, because I will post it, and then you can go back and watch the beginning after the live is over. Okay, so this was my amazing dog, Reno. He's the most, just beautiful dog. I loved him so much. I'm actually feeling teary right now. Reno was my sweetheart, and I thought he was the most beautiful dog I had ever seen. I would do anything for that dog. I remember how soft he was and how much I loved to bury my face in the thick fur around his neck. I do not remember where we got him, but we thought he was probably part wolf. He was fiercely protective of me. Unfortunately, that meant that he had to be tied up anytime someone came to visit us. I remember one time when he was a puppy, I was inside the house while Reno was outside happily playing stick with a man who was visiting us. The moment I stepped outside, Reno ran over to me, stood in front of me, all of his hair stood up on end, and he growled at the man he'd been playing with just a moment before. He liked to go hunting and share what he caught. He usually ate half of it, though. It was pretty gross to find half a rabbit on the doorstep, but he did it out of love. What I didn't include in this version of the book, because again, I wrote it for my 7-year-old, was that Reno also brought us things like guns and knives. So at some point, he must have found somebody's stash and he dug it up, and he brought a handgun in a holster one time, and then I'm pretty sure that there was also a very nice sheathed knife. Both of them were covered in dirt and showed up on our front porch, and Reno was very proud of that. So he brought us valuable gifts from time to time. So yeah, that's just a couple of stories for now. And I hope you enjoyed that. I will come back and share more. I've got my dog Tita, which will almost for sure make me cry. Jojo, Rosebud. Rosebud was amazing. The goose, chickens, yeah, so much more. So I hope you're having a freaking fantastic day. Thank you for joining me for a moment to listen to a story. I will also download this eventually and put it on my YouTube channel, Heather's Full Catastrophe. So you're welcome to check out stuff over there. I've already put a bunch of my based on a true story videos over there too, and some other stuff about my journey with chronic illness and radical pleasurist and all kinds of things. It's a big old mess, but I'll clean it up eventually. All right, well, I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later. More stories later. Bye.